Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to the Raiders, the fine folks who help make these videos possible, with special thanks to Revenant, Alois, Anerdinwarpaint, Antonio Hernandez, Dragon Matrix 7, Exsellsior, Gottlieb, Kazorm, Lima, Nathan Welch Jr., Tomasz Piątkowski, and Valinrook. Thanks for your support, guys. That said, let's get started. And welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. As we spend a bit more time poking around the market. Now, my original plan was to head straight for the Blackwing Library. Rescuing the storyteller is important. But it turns out there's also a fair number of events that are time-sensitive here as well. And while we're not going to have the time or endurance to do all of them on this trip, there are a few high-profile ones we really should get to. That said, I do have a short list here we're working off of specifically the timed events. We'll start trimming through them one at a time and see how far we can get before we get so beaten down we just have to move on. And then episode 10 will definitely head for the Blackwing. Let's get to it. The demon invasion transformed all of Canabris into one great battlefield, but nowhere in the city suffered as much as this square. This place saw a clash of titans, the demon lord Discari leading his hordes from the abyss, and the dragon Terendelev, the mightiest of the city's defenders, and one of the first to fall. The scene of destruction leaves no doubt as to the battle's outcome. A skilled scout could recreate the course of the battle moment by moment, simply by looking at the ruins. From the chimneys torn down by powerful wings in a sharp dive, to the bloody tracks left behind when the demon dragged the noble reptile's broken body. But it is no hypothetical scout gazing upon the ruins. It is Vex Godglove, and he is not alone. The shadow of a strange, barely perceptible presence lingers over this place. Like a gaze untethered from any observer, this mysterious force, unknown to mortal kind, silently assesses, judges, and seeks a better way. In an instant, Vex is vested with this power, and looks at the world with its eyes. The past, present, and future stand before him as a unified whole. An unmoving, multifaceted crystal that would be beautiful were it not for the fractures, blemishes, and flecks marring its splendor. In the past exists the one who wielded this gaze in life, although the one and life are in opposite terms for aeons, the supernatural embodiments of cosmic balance. Rather than who or what, a better word for these entities is how. This aeon appeared from outside this world, from the great beyond, to put an end to the intermingling of the planes and destroy the world wound, the chasm disrupting the order of the multiverse. Alas, the visitor from beyond proved too weak for the battle they came to fight. They even failed to finish casting the spell that would have sent Discari back to the abyss. With one swing of his scythe, the Demon Lord cut the Aeon down. The present. Ruins, blood, corpses. None of this perturbs the Aeon's dispassionate gaze. The living are alive, the dead will be judged by Pharasma. All is as it should be. But the demons circling in the sky or prowling through the streets create a jarring juxtaposition, like splashes of blood-red ink on a restrained pencil sketch. They should not be here. The world of mortals is for mortals. The demon's place is in the demon world. How sublime the world would be if everything in it knew its place. But even the demons aren't as abhorrent as the sharp-edged, unassuming crystal languishing in the dirt among the bricks and smashed cobblestones. No mortal would notice it, but to the Aeon's eyes its mere existence is an outrage against universal laws. If the Aeon still existed, they would not stop until the crystal was unmade. but the Aeon is gone, and only their gaze remains. Vex picks up the crystal out of the dirt and stows it in his pocket. He is mortal, which means he has the power to decide what to do with it. Interesting. I speculated back in the beta that might be a chunk of Discari's scythe, Rift Carver. The future. Good and evil, chaos and order, everything is in its lawful place in the multiverse, and is no longer trespassing where it does not belong. Nothing is disrupting the smooth and steady current of the river of souls from life into death, and back to life again. The reality, rid of its flaws, is now perfect, and the Aeons withdraw to eternally admire its beauty, which will never be threatened again. After allowing the hero to view the world through their eyes, the little that remained of the destroyed Aeon, is killed even appropriate here for an entity that is so far removed from life and death as we understand them, used up its last vestiges of energy. Now they are ready to disperse into nothingness, unless someone decides to preserve the Aeon within themselves. Will the hero take on this power, so that he may again look at the world through another's eyes? Or will he allow it to vanish? Well, as much fun as time powers might be, I think it's pretty well established that reinforcing universal order isn't exactly Vex's bag. We've got some slightly different priorities. Vex is not the kind of person who relies on any eyes but his own. The final traces of the Aeon's existence fade away, sending one last look of farewell at him. That piercing, unyielding gaze, full of understanding of something significant, even as it takes that understanding with it into oblivion. I really do enjoy those mythical interludes. That seems... hi. That seems peculiar. Midnight Bolt. That's new. A bolt made from an unknown material, dark as night. It absorbs light like black velvet, and seems less like an object than a hole in reality itself. This bolt can deal 50 points of damage that can't be ignored or reduced. This bolt cannot miss. Wow, okay. So I think it's pretty obvious, especially based on the color scheme, that this is what was loaded in that crossbow that the Halfling Guard handed us during our showdown with Discari. So someone really wanted us to land that hit. I think, as useful as this item sounds, we really don't want to squander this. It's obviously tied to the overarching story in some way, so we'll just tuck it away for now, until we get a better understanding of exactly how it fits into everything. Anyway, let's balance out all that story content with some good old-fashioned carnage.
This war must end.
Doubt is the heart's greatest challenge. You've crossed the wrong mongrel!
Can we retreat already?
Nice. Once again, off to a good start. We'll just hang back. Let them waste their actions navigating that obstacle course. This will also give us a chance to whittle them down slightly on approach. Well, in theory, anyway. Waiting on that first stretch. Oh, shoot. They had a second cleric. And Lan's also frightened. No, he's shaken. But not Surd. The trap is sprung. Wait.
I'll cut you wide open. The spirits demand your blood.
So many ankles. Alright, we need to trim those casters. Oh, nice. We'll save the dretch for last. Oh, look at that. We've got one more cultist just chilling out near the maypole. Hey, glad you could join us. We'll be right with you. Sorry to keep you waiting.
You are today's sacrifice!
Well, that went quite nicely. And we got some half plate +1. Actually, hold on. We actually pulled 2 sets of half plate +1. That feels slightly excessive. Though I am certainly not complaining. A rift in the earth, left by Discari's massive scythe. You and your companions fell through here during the attack. Ah, yes. I remember it like it was yesterday. Judging by the size of the bloodstain, the body of something truly enormous was dragged over these stones. Tyrandalev, most likely. And you can hardly blame them. Depending on which rule set you're using, your average dragon can yield millions of gold pieces worth of high-value ingredients and trophy items. As morally questionable as that might be. Let's head up top here. Hey, buddy. What's up? The absence of an answer is an answer, too. You don't say. Oh. Interesting. Well, we will check that out in just a moment. Gentlemen? You seem to be having some slight trouble there. Watch it! Watch it! What are you goons doing? You'll bloody crush me! A young tiefling lies trapped in a collapsed section of tunnel. Another 2 tieflings scramble around, trying in vain to free him from the rubble. Quit whining. Hey, alarm! Someone's coming! Maybe they can help us? Wise up, would you, before you get us killed. Let's make a run for it while we still can. No, come on, don't leave me. I'll die here. Hey guys, I see you're in a bit of a jam. Get a load of this lot. No escort either. Welch, you little shit, how are you not dead yet? And who's that with you? They're friends of mine. Great guys. Welch turns to you and out of the corner of his mouth says, Listen, do me a solid. Help them drag his sorry carcass free. They'll repay you, cross my heart. And who are you guys? Who, us? We're nobody, just simple citizens. We used to live here, but now... Yeah, we just lived our lives. Didn't do nobody any harm, and then kaboom! The place falls about our ears. The tieflings are antsy. They're hiding something. You don't say. You guys maybe want to run that by me again? All right, don't hurt us. People call us tieflings. We kind of skirt around the edges of the law. That's how we make our living. Say some tyrant bans books that show stuff you don't like, or fancy Kionin wine you don't drink. Is it wrong if we step in to fill the gap in the market? If there's a demand for it, someone's got to sell it. Don't go thinking we're gangsters or anything. Our only concern is making the lives of citizens easier, for a little coin. People in this city can't even breathe without breaking some stupid regulation or restriction. Take this tunnel that collapsed on top of our friend, for instance. It leads straight to the Grey Garrison. Thanks to it, any soldier whose throat's feeling a little dry or who's needing some nighttime reading material, we can get all the things for him that his heartless superiors refuse to. We're providing a public service. Alright, enough talking. Get these rocks off of me. You sent me down here for a goddamn crate of cognac, you idiots. Now get me out. Cognac, you say? You know, if you made it worth my while, I could probably help you with that. Yeah, well, we ain't got nothing. Poor as church mice, we are. Left your money at home, did you? Well, I've got my money pouch in my pocket. It's all yours if you get me out. Consider it done. You easily clear the rubble and free the trapped tiefling. Ooh, I'm alive. And all in one piece, give or take. Thank you. I'll remember your kindness for the rest of my life. The freed tiefling turns to his companions. And you two clowns. I don't want to hear a word out of you. Get into the tunnel now. One trip, just to the Grey Garrison and back. Don't be a coward. It's not going to collapse. Go, or else we came all this way for nothing. That ended well, didn't it? Well, it has been a pleasure doing business, gentlemen. You know, if you're not too busy getting yourselves killed, Commander Tirabade's got a thing going on back at the Defender's Heart. Trying to tend to the whole demon thing, you know? We could use your help. You what? Are you blind or something? The tiefling points at his horns and his tail. Know what people call us? Arilu Spawn. And that's one of the nicer nicknames. Crusaders and tieflings don't mix. We'll be torched on sight. Whoa. Tirabade? Irabeth Tirabade from the Eagle Watch? Lads, we gotta help her. She's one of the only big shots in this town who treats us with any decency. Why should we risk our necks for the Crusaders? Because Irabeth risked her neck for ours. She saved me from that creep Hulrun, yanked me straight out of his torture chamber. Only a worthless tow rag would refuse to help her out after that. Well, it is nice to see Hulrun's methods getting some positive results. Nah, I'm not listening to any more of this. The tiefling makes a show of covering his ears. You do what you want. I'm heading for the River Kingdoms. Go on, then. I'm going with the Crusaders, and I'm going to round up the others to help. The tiefling smirks. We made some good money in the city. It'd be a shame to surrender our meal ticket to the demons. But enough yammering. So long. Hey, look at that. So that nets us some new allies and a potential way into the Grey Garrison. Oh, and there's another combat encounter to help balance things out.
You won't survive me.
There we go. Missed the opener, but landed the follow-ups. And we've also got surprise plus a clear charge path, so we'll just lean into that. That'll be slightly more effective once we get Boon Companion on Kaz. Then he can just ignore that pesky DR.
Cover me, all right?
Go for their hearts!
Oop. And down he goes.
Endure this!
Oh. Weird.
Surrender or else!
Oh shoot, has that been there the whole time? I'm sorry. I guess I just sort of tuned that out.
Stab you or zap you? Why not both?
You know, I actually do have the tutorials disabled, they just keep popping up anyway. Okay, could someone please finish that guy?
Make every strike count.
Land, thank you. Ember, thank you. Another victory. It would be nice if we were landing these a bit more decisively, but can't really complain. We're still hanging in there. Despite all the city's troubles, the statue of Iomedae towers proudly over the street. Alright, let's go have a chat with that servant we spotted earlier. That, I believe, is another time-sensitive event. Thank the gods. I found someone who isn't fleeing in a panic. Are you crusaders? Mercenaries? The comely half-elf is so frightened he can barely get the words out. I am a servant of Count Darren Cale Nevis Arende. My lord's mansion is under attack by demons. The master himself and all his guests are trapped inside, and the house guards are nowhere to be found. I managed to escape through a servant's passage to look for help. Will you help me? The mansion is only a stone's throw away, on the next street over. He meets your gaze with pleading eyes. Count Arende. I have seen him a few times before, from afar. He looked highly audacious. I confess that he did capture my attention, but that's neither here nor there. We should help him. The gratitude of a rich and influential man can only benefit us. You've heard about the Arende family before. This wealthy and noble Mendevian dynasty was almost wiped out by demons more than 10 years ago. The last surviving member of the family, the young Count Darren, has an infamous reputation. He is well known for being a rake and a rogue. Sounds like our kind of guy. Arende, huh? Man, that guy just can't catch a break, can he? The servant cringes. You're telling me? Everyone tried to talk me out of taking up the position, saying that it can't have just been bad luck that brought tragedy down on the family and almost killed off the line. But I reasoned that since my master was the only one to survive that calamity, that meant he must be blessed by fate and the powers of good. The pay was nothing to sniff at either. The servant cast his eyes around the street. I should have listened to people smarter than me and gone to work somewhere else, preferably far away from Canabras. So, what exactly is going on with him? I'll tell you what I can. I was working from dusk till dawn and back to dusk again, serving guests at the Count's banquet. When the other servants came to relieve me at my post, I went to sleep. Next thing I know, I wake up and there were demons inside the mansion. I couldn't even reach the Count. The monsters had blocked the way. The Count's banquet was still going on. He and his guests were in the great hall, and as far as I could tell, the door to the room was sealed, and the demons couldn't get in. I'm begging you, hurry. The mansion's doors are sturdily built. The demons will have to work hard to get past them. So you still have time to rescue the people inside. And say I do go rescue this Count of yours. What do I get out of it? Demanding a reward for fighting demons? That is dishonorable, and foolish too, since demons are the enemy of each and every one of us. Today we selflessly help someone to thrash the demons, and tomorrow someone else will help us. If we were talking about a humble working man or a soldier, I'd be the first to say we ought to help, because it's the right thing to do. But some filthy rich aristocrat with a mansion? If he wants our services, he can pay for them. I'm trying to imagine how the cave tribes could have survived if we'd had a small group of freeloaders sitting pretty on their inherited wealth, doing nothing while the rest of us starved. I'm sure the Count will reward you handsomely for any rescue. Well, that's all I had to hear. Where's this Count of yours? We'll swing by, maybe see what we can do. It's not far at all. You're better off entering from the next street over, through the passage I used to get out. Help, I'm begging you. I hate to think what the Count will do to me if I don't bring back help. That's interesting. He seems less worried about the Count being killed than he is about the Count just being annoyed. That's quite a reputation this guy seems to have built for himself. Alright, so that takes us back out to the world map. We're not doing that just yet. We've got some loot back near Hullrun. I'll have to grab that when we head back that way. Oh, lovely. We seem to have stumbled across some poor sap's stash, which has now become our stash. Though, to be fair, that's really just like 40 gold worth of vendor trash. Oh. Hear me, take heed. The hordes... Okay. Hear me, take heed. The hordes of the Abyss march on Canabris. The Wardstone is their target. They must not be allowed to capture it. The consequences will be disastrous. I feel like that ship may have sailed, but I do appreciate the warning? Question mark? Oh, this is the Church of Desna. As you can tell from the D and the butterfly / lucky clover. Let's poke around a bit, see if we can track down Rayman. Fanfare of the Faithful. One more book for the pile. An altar of Desna, goddess of luck, patron deity of travelers and dreamers. Hold up. Someone just cast an illusion spell. Rayman? Cat. Cat. The Venerable Tiger. He also appeared in Kingmaker. A beautiful tiger-striped orange tabby. Tiger may not be the friendliest kitten, but he'll happily curl up next to you while you sleep. So that's a +2 morale bonus on Perception and Nature, which I believe is the same bonus as we have on Head Chomper. Yeah. So the pre-order exclusive pet is basically just a reskinned version of Tiger, who you can find in the game normally. Which is fine.
Meditate on your mistakes. It might make you feel better.
Alright, Rayman. I know you're here somewhere. I can hear you. There we go. Rayman? The golden-haired Aasimar greets you with a graceful bow. So, you found me. I have nowhere else to run. I am at your mercy. Kill me if you wish. But I ask you, hear me out first. Alright. Calm down. You really knew about the attack? I did. We have a secret ally in the enemy's ranks. No one knows who this brave soul is, but she has been feeding us information about the demon's plans. These dispatches have come to us by the most reliable channel bestowed upon us by the great dreamer herself. They have come to us in dreams. Prelate Hulrun brushed them off as meaningless reveries. And, well, I admit that it isn't always easy to distinguish our allies' messages from ordinary dreams. But even ordinary dreams are gifts from Desna and are always worthy of attention. The Prelate, and all the Crusade leaders for that matter, should have put less store in reason, and more in intuition, inspiration, and spontaneity. What's more, not long before the attack on the city, a blind elf who calls himself the Storyteller arrived in Canabris. This wanderer wasn't merely a collector of legends, but a scholar of the unknown. According to him, the Wardstone in our city, the first and most important in the chain of Wardstones, weakened since long ago, was teetering on the brink of corruption. It seems that the Red Morning Massacre and other demon attacks, even the ones we fended off, did not leave us unscathed. Unfortunately, the Prelate did not wish to listen to the Storyteller either. We're lucky he wasn't burnt at the stake as a heretic. We had such vital information on our hands, information that could have saved the city, but no one cared to listen all the way to the catastrophic end. You know, I hate to say it, but Hulrun does have a point. What if all this really does just turn out to be a demonic trick? In a different time and place, someone perhaps could have become the victim of false dreams sent by monsters. But here, in the war with the Abyss, the goddess is keeping a close eye on her most faithful followers. I have no doubt that if a demon tried to intrude upon the dreams of any one of us, Desna's punishment would have been swift. Oh yeah? Just like she helped you with Halrin? Okay, so what'd you do then? Ramian looks slightly abashed. When my attempts to open Halrin's eyes ended in failure, a few of my young adepts resolved to take matters into their own hands. They did not consult with me before doing so, but I have never demanded iron discipline from my priests. Army commanders may have subordinates, but I have pupils and fellow worshippers. I can only inspire them, I cannot command them. And it seems they were inspired all on their own. In other words, you get to preach whatever you want, and you don't have to take any responsibility for your flock. You've really got it made. For pity's sake, how can I be held responsible for the actions of others? These are not children we are discussing here. They are grown adults endowed with their own free will, praised the goddess. Of course, we all help one another, but in the final reckoning, each of us decides how we will act, and each must answer for those choices. They had no ill intent. They only wished to access the Wardstone in secret and try to cleanse it. But to Halrin this became perform a suspect ritual after hearing even more suspect voices in their dreams. The children wanted to save their city, but the Inquisitors detained them and almost killed them. I had to intervene. I used my authority and my power as a cleric to give them a chance to flee. If they hadn't got away, they were destined for a cell in the Prelate's dungeons, and, quite likely, death. Right. And that's why you two are fighting. Oh, I'm not fighting with him. I sincerely wish only the best for the man. In an ideal world, he'd be far away from the front lines, enjoying a peaceful retirement. But even if that isn't possible, I have always tried to help him fulfill the mission he has taken upon himself, and to which he has proved fatally ill-suited, protecting Canabris against the demons. Unfortunately, he is convinced that the followers of Desna are heretics and saboteurs. He refused to listen to me, and it was only the knightly orders that deterred him from including us in his witch hunt. Now there is clearly no one left to stand in his way. He is finally free to get rid of us, once and for all. Do you guys think you could maybe find some way to set this whole feud aside, at least temporarily? You know, until we save the city? I feel like that might be slightly more important. I don't know. Halrin's faith is truly formidable. Not only his faith in Iomedae, but in his own infallibility. In other words, he's as hard-headed as a rock troll. But even so, Desna teaches us to never lose hope. Talk to him. Try to explain that we are fighting on the same side. If he attacks you, disarm him, bind his hands. But I beg you, if at all possible, please do not kill him. You know, if the game actually supported disarming and binding opponents, I might take that under consideration. As it stands, however, I might have to rely more on tripping and stabbing. We'll see how it goes. Ramian, man, I gotta say, I feel like the easiest solution to your problem here would be to just leave. So why are you still here? Because people might need help, and they will come to the temple in search of a priest. I will not hide away in a hole, saving my own neck, while Canabris is full of people suffering in the wake of the demon's attack. Fair enough. You do you, man. Look, I'll see what I can do with Halrin. No promises. Wait. 3 of my adepts are hiding somewhere in the ruins of the city. The ones the Inquisitors wrongly accused of treason. I beg you, find them and protect them against the demons. And vigilantes like Halrin. They will not rest until they find them. If there is anything else you can do to save Canabris, please do it. Yeah, we're on it. Oh, that was quick. Stranger, wait! You spared Ramian despite what that mad Inquisitor told you. The young voice comes from nowhere. Oh, hang on, I forgot to remove the spell. I hope Hulrun's dogs aren't lurking nearby. They are actually. They're literally right down the street. A pale youth materializes before you. His face looks haggard from lack of sleep, but he is clearly pleased to be speaking to someone. Let me guess, you're one of the kids that Hulrun is currently on the warpath over? Yes, I am Ilkis, cleric of Desna, and one of the people who answered the call of the voice in dreams. Some unknown person made contact with us through our dreams, telling us about the demons' plans. We learned that the demons were planning to attack Canabris and do something terrible to our wardstone, which already carries the taint of corruption. Prelate Hulrun refused to heed our warnings. We had to make a choice. We could either throw up our hands and pull back, or take action, even though it could cost us our lives. But what heartless person could stand by in the face of such a deadly threat? And how'd that work out for you? The young man hesitates. Our plan was to get to it and then follow our instincts. There were 3 of us, a cleric, a mage, and a bard. Between us, we know a lot. We're capable of a great deal. If we had enough time, I'm sure we could have figured out what's wrong with the wardstone and how to heal it. But they didn't give us time. Yeah, the local commanders got roped into dealing with this. Some idiot kids trying to break into the wardstone. Apparently some of ours. But who even knows these days? Seela sighs. I know there's no evil in you. I can sense things like that. But what you did was so stupid and impulsive. Someone could have got hurt. I know from experience. So, you lot decided you needed to do something right away, so you did something right away. Great work. Lan gives a sarcastic round of applause. Like the city authorities would have done a better job? They weren't going to do a thing, even though it sounds like they knew about the danger. All they knew was that some crazies had some weird dreams. But anyway, it's a little late to be trying to pin blame on people. How'd you guys even come up with this plan anyway? If you can even call it that. How could we not come up with that plan? You sense the young man's temper rising. Listen, Desna is the goddess of luck, but luck as many lay people would understand it, and luck as we, the followers of the music of the spheres, see it, are far from the same thing. Other people believe that luck is something good that falls into your lap just because, like a generous but unearned reward. We see luck as a fundamental law of creation, according to which, even in the darkest hour of the most hopeless situation, a chance of rescue and change for the better can arise. But you've got to seize this chance when it presents itself, or better yet, create your own. Followers of Desna are not people who like idleness and inaction. That's why, when Canabris was in trouble, we did as our goddess had taught us. We took the matters into our own hands and tried in a moment of desperation to pluck our chance from the hands of fate itself. You were just trying to help. Can they punish you if you were trying to help? Is that allowed? Sometimes it's even necessary. I don't get it. How did someone like Hulrun even end up in a position of power to begin with? He should not be calling the shots right now. His faith is strong, incredibly strong. The people of the city have seen him fighting on the front lines time after time. I myself remember feeling dumbstruck the first time I saw that gruff old man slaying demons in a fit of righteous fury. The people living on the edge of the abyss need protecting more than anything else. And that's why they are prepared to forgive their protector almost anything, even prejudice, paranoia, and the death of innocents. Besides, Hulrun hasn't been as brutal as he used to be for a long time. He has this loyal right-hand man, Leodar, known as Hawkblade. He's a witch hunter too, but a good deal more rational and even-tempered. Hulrun trusts him completely, and Leodar always conducts a thorough investigation before dragging a victim to the fire. It's our bad luck that Leodor left Canabris in pursuit of some particularly vicious hags 2 weeks before the attack. If he were here, he wouldn't have let Halrin attack Ramian. On the other hand, if he were here, we wouldn't have escaped after trying to get to the Wardstone. We'd all be in a cell right now. Why don't you tell me about that voice you're hearing? I think I might have heard something similar. Nobody knows what it is, but everyone who has heard her, I should say, is convinced that she is a good and pure soul, chosen by Desna. We had a choice. We could trust her, except that we have an ally somewhere who isn't afraid of all the armies of the Abyss. Or we could drown in suspicions and get one step closer to becoming just like Halrin. We decided to trust the voice, and seeing Canabris devastated, which is what our unknown ally tried to prevent until the very end, I can see now who had the truth on their side. Okay. So I get why you did it. Where'd your friends get off to? There's 2 more of you, right? Fortunately, or unfortunately, I don't know where they are. We split up to confuse the Inquisitors who were chasing us. Uh-huh. And I'm guessing this is the part where you ask for my help? Desna teaches us to trust in last-ditch chances. Listen, my friends are called Aranka and Thal. Thal the Wallflower. Aranka is an amazing singer and a truly beautiful girl. She has plenty of friends and fans. She's probably blended into a crowd somewhere. Wallflower is a mage, but I don't think he'll risk using magic. It will only bring the Inquisitors down on him. He'll be harder to find. You'd better find Aranka first. She might know where Wallflower is. Please, find them and protect them against the demons and the Inquisitors. I will await news in the Goddess's Temple. I hope our mysterious helper will send us a new message that will reveal what is to come from the demons. Alright, I guess I'll keep an eye out for them. I certainly don't mind doing something that might piss off Halrin. No promises, but I'll see what I can do. Go. May Desna be with you, stranger. We're already here.
Yes?
Let's go have a quick follow-up chat with Halrin. See if we can at least get him off Ramian's case. Wait, that's not the right way. Oh, let's grab that loot while we're here. Oh, hey guys. Stories Told Us by Spirits. The Knight with the Harrowed Hands. By Canabris Medium Alliance Publishing. Into the pile it goes.
I won't let you hurt my friends.
Oh. And one last fight, just to help even things out a bit.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Not exactly the most challenging fight, obviously, but XP is XP. We'll hang back a bit, just in case there's anything heavier than centipedes. Nope, I think we might be good. Alright, let's get in there. wow, trying to cross that thing seems like a terrible idea. What would that be? 20 d6 damage on a fall? I'll run. Actually, you know what? I have never done this without showing him the light of heaven. So, just to be on the safe side, let's go ahead and burn some consumables. I think we can work with this. Alright, that'll have to do. Alright, Halrin, let's chat. Well, what do you want? I'm busy. The demons in this hole could strike at any moment. Yeah, hey, Halrin, I talked with Ramian, and, he really doesn't seem that bad. You think you could maybe lay off him for a while? So, you're defending the traitor? I have your measure now, demon collaborator. To arms! Death to traitors! Kill the demon worshipper! Whoa, Ulrin, buddy, wait. Well, that escalated quickly. Alright, I guess we are doing this. Oh my goodness, he's level 13? Are you kidding me? Let's hope he's got like 10 negative levels stacked on top of that. On the bright side, his buddies do seem slightly more manageable. Well, 23 AC. We might actually die here. But what are you gonna do? Death comes for us all. Oh, shoot. Half-elves are immune to sleep. Right. I was not prepared for this.
I'll cut you wide open. The spirits demand your blood.
Okay, we have to take out the weak guys first. Deprive Halrin of those flanking bonuses. Ow. All my blood.
Distract them from me.
Oh, bless you, Welch, and your dagger of liquidation. Oh my goodness. I was hoping for a quick trip, but that's not going to happen. Okay, so what's his savings throw? +5. Yeah, let's go for a debuff. Nope. Should have just missiled him. Back up a bit, Sela. We need you out of sword range. Oh, good. Excellent. I'll just lie here then, shall I?
You are today's sacrifice!
No, Kaz. Guys. Guys. Please. Yes, thank you.
You won't survive me.
Nice. Oh, not nice. He's got like 100 hit points. Welcome to die. Go away. Ah, excellent. He would have only failed on a 1. Sela, Sela, Sela. I'll take it. We'll take it. Yep, that seems about right. Oh, okay, here we go. Oh, good, he's got evasion. Excellent, good to know. Oh, yes, Sela, more of that, please. And there's that potion of blur. I don't want to jinx this, but oh, I killed Camellia. And Kaz. Cool. Yeah, I'm not thinking straight right now. Okay. Give me a second.
Ask nicely.
Always be ready for the worst.
I will help where I can.
Okay, I'm back. We're back. Sorry, Hulrun, it was you or me. And in this case, the RNG has chosen me. Just how it goes sometimes. Better luck in your next campaign. Adamantine Chainmail. That's DR2. And a Longsword of Right. +1 Cold Iron Longsword. That inflicts an extra D3 damage against chaotic creatures. You know, I do feel like that's not much for a 13th level Inquisitor, but we can certainly make good use of it. Alright folks, well I really need to go just de-stress a little, but before I do, let's go have a quick chat with Ramian, just to let him know how things turned out. I'm sure he'll be thrilled. I will say, while I knew that conflict with Hulrun was inevitable, I really thought it would be. When we were trying to rescue Ramian's adepts, that's usually when I have it happen. If I had realized he would attack us immediately, I probably wouldn't have talked to him when we were still level 3. Ramian, I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. The good news is that you don't have to run anymore. The bad news is, that's because the guy you were running from kind of died. The Aasimar brings his hands together in a brief prayer. I am sorry for this. Really, I am truly sorry. Halrin did not understand what he was doing, and he did so much harm. But he sincerely believed that he was fighting for the good of the city and the entire Crusade movement. In another position, he could have done so much good. What other tidings do you bring? I don't want to believe that Canabras has fallen, that everyone is dead and there is no one left to fight. Please, tell me, are there pockets of resistance still left in the city where I can be of some use? Well, I must say it is very convenient that now you suddenly want to leave, after the one guy who was hunting you is dead. But yes, it turns out that Irabeth Tirabate has something going on at the Defender's Heart. Feel free to head that way if you'd like to, I don't know, provoke more death feuds. Commander Tirabate, I do not know her personally, but her wife Anevia is a regular worshipper at our temple. I would be glad to aid them in this fight. Great, you do that. As for us, we're being paid to kill more people, so kill more people we shall. Thank you for listening to me and defending me. I will go now to the Defender's Heart. I hope to see you there. May Desna keep you. Hey, look at that. And we hit level 4. Fantastic. Clearly, we have earned that for our wanton acts of murder. No, let's not set camp right next to that corpse. Yeah, this'll do. We can still see the corpses, but now we get some nice shade. Right, and with that, I think we've come to a good break point. I was kind of hoping we could knock out an extra side encounter or two, but man, Halrin kicked the crap out of us. I was not ready for that fight, and I kind of panicked like 3 seconds into it, and then also halfway through it, and then also towards the end. But you know what? We made it through. And I guess it also kept things exciting. As bad as that is for my heart and brain and nerves. Anyway, I really need to go de-stress a little. Lie down, pet my cats. You know the drill. We'll hit the pause button for now, but I will take a look at our level up options off screen. I've actually got some new plans for Vex's overall build, so I need to make sure I get that finalized before we commit. But we'll pick up here next time as we take care of our level ups, possibly get some rest, swing by Darren's place, and then gun it for the Blackwing Library. There is more stuff I'd like to do in the marketplace, but that'll just have to wait. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages. And if you'd like to help support the channel, then feel free to push the buttons that do the things, or maybe even check out the Patreon. Links are in the description.
Hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right.